Hey guys, it's May 15th. May 15th. Exactly halfway through May, which is kind of exciting. It's James, the Everygeek, talking again on my Facebook Live. Hey, how are you doing? I got three things to discuss this evening: gratitude, next steps, and that dude down there. And if you're on Facebook, either on the live or on the post, you'll see that I'm pointing to Jay Shetty's post. Um, yeah, about waking up early. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Um, so gratitude. So today was not a crappy day, and I have tremendous gratitude for that. So thank you, world, for not crapping on us today. It was actually a good day. And when I say good day, I mean in like from waking till ending, I got accomplished just about everything I wanted to get accomplished, and I got it done in a timely manner, and nothing really, nothing like gut punched me. So that's pretty exciting in a major way. More specifically, by the way, I want to shout out to Corby Rodriguez, who is a fine, fine photographer who actually we set up some little trade out barter situation, and I got some headshots and I got progress pictures for my keto experience, which is going really well. I haven't, I mean, I talk a little bit about it, but I haven't really talked about my experience a lot. So I started in mid to late January. It was like the 17th and 27th. I can't remember now. But since that time, I've actually lost, oh God, 22 pounds doing this ketogenic lifestyle or way of eating, which I think is pretty awesome. I'm 20 pounds from my goal weight, and I'm over 90 pounds lighter than my heaviest of all time when I was fat, sick, and nearly dead, to coin a phrase. That's kind of cool. So, all very exciting things. So, I have tremendous reason to be grateful. And it's so funny. 27th, started, Christy, let me know. And it's so easy when your workaday, everyday world gets tough to forget to take a moment of gratitude. So when I came home this evening, I sat down in my happy place, which for me happens to be, well, this room right here. I mean, it's all my stuff. And my living room, because it's pretty cool. So yeah, so I relaxed there. Family was actually out doing their thing. So I got a moment of peaceful contemplation, and I played with my dogs, and I watched a little just generic television. I don't even know what was on. I literally didn't care, and I just had a moment, and I mean, not a long time, but 30 minutes of just feeling really grateful for everything that's going on in my life and in my world, with my family, with my friends. It's just actually a really good time. I mean, I've got my favorite glasses of all time on. That's awesome. It took me, I don't know, what year did Heroes come out? Since then to get these glasses. I've been looking for these glasses all that time. So yeah, and they do cool things. I mean, I have lots to be grateful for. That's my point. So don't forget to take a moment and take a deep breath in your happy place, and be grateful to the universe, to God, to whatever you believe in, to yourself, for what you've accomplished, because it helps you recharge. Next steps, right? What are the next steps? So I got to get this website finally launched. I'm hoping to have that done by the end of this month. I definitely need to share these amazing progress pictures that um, Corby took today. I need to give you a confession, though. I have, and you can probably tell by watching my videos, but I have tremendous anxiety in front of cameras. Literally, I did podcasting for 7 years. No one ever saw me unless it was a pre-planned, pre-staged, pre-organized photo, right? I don't like selfies, and I got a lot of them now because uh, I've got a business My wife has a business outside of our regular 9 to 5. And my best way to promote that is by network marketing, which is talking to all of you. Hence, you get all this great or not so great content depending on how you feel about it. By the way, I just saw Tim Day. Tim Day, he's got the best coffee in the world. You should look him up. Hey, Tim. Um, Literally, it's a good life. Hey, Dennis. I do not have a face for radio. Well, that's a compliment. Thanks, Dennis. I appreciate that. That's actually one of my favorite lines. But no, I have tremendous anxiety. So, like, literally, I did not sleep well last night because, or for about the last week. We were supposed to do this photo shoot last week. I totally blew her off, and she rescheduled for me. I mean, this is a trade out thing, right? I mean, I literally had like reserved an hour of her time, and we got an inspector from corporate. I mean, it was like the perfectly bad day. And then today was the exact opposite. Everything worked out great, and we got this photo shoot done. And literally, I woke up like 8 times last night because of anxiety. And then afterwards, just that relief from the anxiety left me a ball of nerves for most of the rest of the day. I really, oh, thank you, Power Off. I really do not enjoy um, photographs or video. I like taking pictures. I don't like being in them. I'm not a photographer, not even an amateur, but I totally went outside my comfort zone. So eventually, sometime in the next, I don't know, photographers do their magic, however long that takes. I'm guessing anywhere from 2 days to 2 years, right? I'll get them back, and I may or may not at some point make them pseudo public. So there you go. I can tell you that my results to me are starting to be noticeable. And I have body dysmorphia, so I was 286 pounds at my heaviest. And when I look at myself, I see that 286-pound person. And probably always will because, he almost killed me. So the next steps, I guess, are getting over that and sharing more of my actual story and not just my geek crap. Although, I gotta admit, I'd much rather talk about geek crap. I mean, seriously, if you've worked with me, I could talk about Minecraft. I could talk about Star Wars. I could talk about, pretty much you name it. Any book written in the science fiction or fantasy genre over the last 50 years for hours. So trust me, I can talk. But maybe I'll talk about a little more that's real, a little more about the hotel. I had a hotel podcast, but I never really spoke about my hotel. Um, Ideally, that's to avoid lawsuits, right? Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I guess I could talk more about it without naming specifics. It's not really hard to find out where I work. I could tell people about Bruce Lee. That's right. Man, things that you say at work when you don't think anyone's listening, or when they're not. Yeah, we might share that at some point too, Christy, and my deep, dark feelings for Bruce Lee. And then finally, I want to talk about this guy right down here. I don't know anything about him. I was literally like scrolling through videos that Facebook was recommending for me, and I saw that there's some new Darth Maul TV show or movie on Netflix that premiered on the 4th that I never heard anything about. So if you know anything about the Darth Maul, I don't remember what it's called, like Darth Maul maybe, show. I'd love to hear more about it. I'm going to check it out later tonight maybe. But one of the ones that came up is this guy, Jay Shetty, and he's talking about getting up earlier. And he doesn't really talk about much other than the same thing that you've heard. It's a rehash. But the way he says it is he was a monk apparently at some point, and monks get up really, really early. And even though he's no longer a monk, and apparently now he's some sort of self-help guru, he still gets up really early. And this harkens back to a conversation I have with staff all the damn time. No one ever takes this advice, by the way. I sleep 6 hours more or less a night. And that's a very specific number for a very specific reason. It started when I read Insomnia by Stephen King when I was somewhere between 18 and 22. And somewhere in that book, and I don't even remember exactly what he referenced, but he was talking about how the older you get, the less you need to sleep, right? And then he was talking about how much more time you're alive when you sleep less. So I did the math. So if you do 2 hours less a day, right? Average person sleeps 8 hours back then. Now that's like 12. So you sleep 6 hours. You're awake and active 1 month more a year than the people that are sleeping 8. So Jay Shetty's idea is not to limit the hours that you sleep, but limit the time you get up. So he's saying that you should get up anywhere between 3 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. And of course, you can't just make that leap. I made this decision when I was 18, and other than times when my health precluded me from, I've always consistently tried to get up about 6 to 6.5 hours after I go to bed. And I try to consistently spend the last half hour to 30 to hour of my day doing something that's completely of use to either myself personally or relaxation, meditation, listening to music, something along those lines. I try and start my day with inspiration, and I always start my day the same way with a very specific routine of various supplements and stuff that I've adopted over the years since I found out I was diabetic, and I'm afraid of needles, so I had to come up with a solution. So for me, this was a long process. But what Jay Shetty, if you watch his video, it's the post right below this one. It's only like 4 or 5 minutes long. The guy has 11 million followers. I got to think he's saying something right. But what he says is, don't try and do this tomorrow, right? Take a day by day, 5 minutes earlier every day until you get yourself to that point. So that's my recommendation to you, and that's what I'm gonna try. I'm gonna actually try and shorten my 6 hours to 5.5. See how that feels, right? I mean, that's what half an hour, so two. That'd be like a whole extra week that I'd get a year. So I can do a lot with a week, I think, right? I mean, at very least, I could binge Netflix this new Darth Maul movie. So that's it. That's all I got. I took about 11 minutes of your time, and I got nothing else. So thank you so much for joining me. If you're on YouTube, find me on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, please go subscribe to the YouTube channel, because literally I'm talking to myself over there. Okay, and the link will be below. Thank you very much. Have a great day, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Not just a heart. I like the hearts too, but a thumbs up after the post goes to post. All right, that's all I got. Thank you so much. Have a great day.